I'ma drag you out. Tutorial for ladies and lady boys. So this look right here was inspired by Rupaul, my idol. He's got this awesome show called Drag You, and he gets women that have insecurity issues, confidence issues, and he gets them to channel their inner drag, their inner Sasha Fierce, inner shamelessness, and be confident, bold, unapologetic. And that's what I love about what he's doing. I love what you do, RURU. And a drag video is not complete without a boy. I would be silly to think that me, a girl, could tell a boy how to do the makeup. So I have my special guest, Jeigh, who is my cousin and an actor, and he's actually on a touring production that requires him to dress up as drag. We're gonna get some insider tips on the later half of this video. So let's get started. Okay, first, take off the dirty dirt on your face. Take it off, clean slate, pull the hair back, and prime. For those of you that don't know what primer is, it keeps the mask from falling off, okay? Ooh, now eyebrows. Elmer's glue stick. I'm going to show you what not to do. Well, I'm gonna skip over it really fast because there's a better way that Jeigh will tell us about later. So concealer. Get something that's 2 to 3 shades lighter. You want a dramatic look here. Now to block those brows out. More concealer. Dab, dab, dab. The purpose of blocking out your brows is to create a blank slate, a canvas if you will, for the painting that's about to go on. Now blend it with the rest of your forehead. Now I set the concealer with a setting powder. You can use a translucent powder. I'm using Manoy. Manoy the science guy. Now you put some underneath your eyes. A lot, actually, because this is going to catch the fall off from the eyeshadow. But before that, let's get those eyebrows did, okay? Now, I didn't go as fierce as I should have. If I could time travel, I would give myself fiercer eyebrows. I'm using a light brown pencil because my idol, Rupaul, has light brown eyebrows. There. Ta-da! Ooh. Now more clown makeup. Manoy. This is Clown White, and it's like a primer. This makes the shadow reveal its true colors. True colors, that's why I love you. Anyways, set it with more clown makeup. Clown makeup, drag makeup is all the same. Ooh, colors! I'm going to use purple. Purple. Popping with the purple. Start with the corner of your eyes. Wing it out. Or do whatever you do, and then I carve. They like to call this a cut crease. Add purple, more purple shadow on top of that, and blend. Now I did a little boo-boo that I need to correct. It went below the crease I created. Just gonna get some of the clown white and go back. Mistakes can be corrected, people. See? All fixed. Now continue on the other eye. Blend, blend, blend. Blending is your new BFF. Blending besties. Now dark purple. I normally do this on the outer corner of my eyes. I was possessed to go inwards. I don't know why, but I was. Do whatever you want. This is what I'm doing. Now blend the dark purple with the rest of the purple. Ooh, pink. Pink. Girly colors. Pink on the lid. Fishy kisses. Now we're going to add a highlight. A highlighted shadow on the brow bone, your new brow bone. So I'm using a white shimmery thing from my palette, which you can find out in the description box. And now I dust off the excess. Look at that. I'm left with an inverted raccoon. Okay, important step right here, people. Contouring, aka breaking bones. Break them bones. Now you can dramatically change your face with makeup. It's insane, okay? Girls and guys. Now what I'm doing here is creating a slimmer nose. So you use your bronzer or whatever and you just carve out a new nose. All drag queens like to have a skinny nose. My nose is broad, so I'm making it skinny. Do it yourself, plastic surgery, at-home plastic surgery, at-home nose job, and blend. Eyeliner, my favorite. Use something that's super black. Okay, use whatever you have. Now break more bones. Breaking bones, cheekbones. Look at that, chiseled. chisel some more. Now blend. Blend. Fast forward. Blend. Blend, 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 blend. See now why I didn't put the concealer all the way to my hairline? It's like a three-dimensional effect. Anyways, purple eyeshadow that I forgot to put on the bottom of my lashes. And a nice highlight white in the corner. Just use a shimmery little white or whatever color you want to use that's very light in the corner. Now mascara. Get those lashes back to black because you have eyeshadow all over them. Fast forward because we ain't got no time. We got things to do here on YouTube. More lashes. Make the glue like partially dry a little bit so it holds on to the so it really gets a firm grasp when you try to put it on. See? Not a firm grasp. Let it dry a little bit more, Maya. But yes, I wish these were more dramatic. Unfortunately, they are not. Ooh, pretty. Now for the boys. Now for the lady boys.
Beautiful as usual.
Okay, I'm here with my cousin Jeigh.
Yo, what's up? We're drag sisters, but we're real cousins in real life.
Jeigh is an actor who is on tour
With the first national Broadway tour of La Cage aux Folles. So I use Elmer's glue, and it's like the purple kind, so that you see where you're applying it, and then it dries clear. So you have to do at least like 2 layers of that. Depending on how thick your eyebrows are, sometimes you have to brush it in the opposite direction to get it really stuck in there.
Really?
Yeah. And then you brush it back with just like the spoolie.
Okay.
That's a tip from my drag sister Francesca. But yeah, but I use a spatula because my eyebrows aren't that thick. So I just use a spatula to like really get it flat. And then once that's dried, I put on the...
Wait for it. Wait for it. Are you serious? Is that what you do? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get this. He puts the Ben Nye Clown White. Ah, I'm learning.
Yeah, you gotta block out the entire brow.
That's how you do it.
So you block it out.
This is the professional, fake, real drag queen.
Sometimes it peeks through.
It does. Look, it's peeking. It's peeking. It's saying
but
peekaboo,
it's fine. You're just from a smaller town. You're not from the big city. And then you have to soften it though with a sponge, so that when you put the foundation over it,
it's not so.
It doesn't. You don't see like a clean break of where the white is.
What?
It's like this was us without the makeup and any of it. Like.
That's my
20 years ago, but we're still doing the exact same fucking thing. Man,
now Jeigh gets paid to do this for a living.
Usually, on tour, we use...
You kick that shit in.
We use Krylon.
Krylon.
Wait, Krylon. Krylon.
Look at him bake it
transparent.
You're using a lot.
Yeah, you were caking that on.
You are baking that shit on your face, yo.
I'm getting it all over my pants, so... And then once you're done that, we just brush it off.
Brush it off.
Brush it off, brush it in. We take the foundation and then...
That's how you get it all gone. Because my eyebrows, I swear, are made of oil. They're so tiny, but everything slicks off.
You're missing 3 essential ingredients.
Ugh! Could do my eyebrows again.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, sit. I'm here with
Some
Princess Bulaklak and Champagne, who's giving me a little bit of Grace Jones. And you're giving me a little bit of something.
You're giving me all shades
I don't know what you're giving.
That's our cousin / his brother.
My brother.
Michael. He's very artistic. He's not as shameless as we are.
No. So now what are you doing there?
Oh, so...
Are you putting on the glue?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I use my finger. I don't use a spatula because I feel like my finger has like some warmth to it, so it kind of melts.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Melts the glue.
Yeah.
Stupid spirit gum and the wax. Don't use that. The wax melts.
The people do use the wax, and
How
it
does
does
that even
hold.
work?
It holds the pigment on, but the problem is it does melt and
melts.
it moves, so you constantly have to reapply.
Put it down, yeah.
But basically using the glue to glue down your brows, it dries, and then it gives you a completely flat, blank surface.
And then when you perform, like if you are a drag performer, it's gonna melt.
Show, a bunch of people use the mustache wax. They're basically retouching after they dance heavy numbers, which is
so
what
they should just use the glue.
So
I love the
smoke effect. So that's me setting in my makeup. Because like when I use my normal translucent Krylon, but my makeup doesn't move, basically. So now I'm just doing my brow. So I did the base of my... Look at your highlight on that forehead.
So I just focus on the center of my face, and I always
of course,
blend it out.
You should always I learned from a makeup artist, and she was like always the triangle of lightness, and then everything is just like goes contour into dark. I only ever used one foundation color, but it was her that was like, this is the color of the center of your face, and this is the actual color of the outside of your face.
Yeah,
they're two different colors.
They are.
Oh,
is it? Oh, there's Michael.
There's the bearded Yoko Ono in the back. I was talking about, foundation. But what you could also do if you are investing in getting like a contour powder, sometimes it is better to match the inside, because then you can always use the contour or your to darken. Because honestly, if your foundation sucks, you're helpless, and hopeless, and a hot mess. The 3 H's. Because that's where it starts, is with having a perfect canvas. Especially for those people who are men who want to be drag queens out there watching these videos. You have to cover your beard. You have to cover the grayness. You have to shave, because as many people say, cover girl doesn't cover boys. I use Cover FX.
Okay.
A lot of people use Dermablend, and these are makeup companies that were designed and made for people who have like scarring on their face, or have like a lot of hyper or hypopigmentation. Because like I had a friend in the show who went in as an understudy like halfway through, and he wasn't clean shaven, and they used Dermablend, and it fully covered his...
Because it's thick. It's that thick. And it doesn't...
It's thick, and once you set it in, it's set. Yeah. So you're getting into your...
I'm getting fitted by Mr. Magis.
And right now I'm just giving you a little smoky eye cut crease. That's usually my look. Smoky eye. I call it my smoky Kardashian.
I'm giving you some contour on the boobage. I have boobs, but they're not very big. They're not like, I'm gonna give you a show big. So here I'm just contouring it with like my bronzer, or you can use like a foundation that's slightly darker than you. Okay. There we go. That's the look.
There we go. So
Check
that's the look. We're approaching Princess Jeigh Bulaklak realness. Bulaklak means flower in Filipino. So I did a cut crease to just like define the eyelid. It was basically almost like halfway between my lid and my eyebrow. I basically did that to make my eyelid look bigger. So I'm doing that, and then I think after this I start contouring. When you contour, it's always like face on 3/4. Once you get to profile, you're like, oh. You know what I mean? Because men have larger jaw lines and usually wider set faces, to even it out and give it a softer look, which makes it look more feminine, they'll contour like below the jaw and then just come up a little bit just to like soften it. See? Remember, dark brings it back, light brings it forward.
Get ready for it.
Okay, so we're close to being done. Shablam!
Zoom in.
That's when the wig comes on. So this is, I got this wig with you.
On 125th, baby.
On 125th. Harlem realness.
This is lace front.
It's a hard lace front. It does the job, but it's funny because like my head of hair and makeup, just because when we're on tour, we're working with like hundreds of dollars.
$100 wigs.
Sometimes even $1,000 wigs. And it's like, when he calls it screen door lace fronts. Because the lace is so hard. And then he'll be like, you better be careful. You might cut your forehead with that screen door lace front. But I'm like, it does the job.
I don't know the soft lace fronts, so for me, I don't...
You're like, you don't feel
whatever.
it.
I don't know the luxuries.
Exactly. Thanks for the
yeah. So Jeigh, I wish I had fiercer lashes.
Yeah.
That
really
this is a very
does,
beauty...
This is, yeah.
Beauty look, not like fierce, ferocious.
Speaking of beauty, there's the bearded woman from the carnival.
This is like, what did you refer to yourself as, like a teenage Asian girl who hasn't hit?
Yeah, that's Princess Jeigh because she always has little small. Oh. So Maya brought me a dress and she's like, I don't know if this is gonna fit you, and I was like, I'm sure it will.
He's gonna make it work.
And we put it on. And now we're just taking shots. Remember, we had a group when we were kids that was called Embrace.
Embrace.
It was fashioned after the Embrace from the Janet Jackson video. There are times when I look at you and beyond. There are times when I feel your arms around me, baby.
P.S. Jeigh is a singer.
I don't know what song that is. Together Again.
Yeah.
A part in that video where she's hugging herself. And that's what we fashioned Embrace after. Embrace. We were also crunched for time.
Oh, yeah. We had to go. We had to get out of the studio.
At this point, we were already like half an hour beyond our cut time of when we were supposed to finish. We literally put on the makeup to take it off.
I know. We didn't even do like...
We didn't. We were planning a dance-off, a dance party. I was late. I was on drag time. So it looks darker on my face. That is not beard showing through. That is a different color. I didn't have all my makeup to be able to do my full face beat, but it looks pretty good considering the look has turned into a matte nude lip. Or even if I wear lipstick, it's just like matte to the max, because that gloss, unless you have someone constantly holding your hair back or you have a short where your hair will never touch it, it's just so hard to get that sorted out. Because it's all about being shameless.
Okay, yeah, do your plugs.
So the plug is in a new musical called Prison Dancer, based off the viral video of the Cebu prison that did the Thriller
Here on YouTube
video. So check out prisondancer.com. Check out Girl Boom. Yeah, check it out.
Bye.
Bye.
Honey Blonde. Honey Blonde looks good on you, baby girl. It looks good on you. Wait a minute. Did you jack my lashes? Is that why I didn't have no fierce lashes? I ain't mad. Ooh, close up. Fierce. Diva. Shameless diva.